Let me ask you something. Are you in control of your mind, or is your mind in control of you? Think carefully. Every thought, every impulse, every distraction that flashes through your head, who's actually steering? Because here's the truth most people don't want to admit. If you can't control your mind, then you're not truly free. You're just reacting to emotions, to notifications, to fears, to past conditioning. And if you're only reacting, you're not living. You're being lived by your mind. Before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now and stick with me until the end of this video. Why? Because today, I'm going to take you on a journey through psychology, philosophy, and real-life examples to show you how the greatest minds, from ancient philosophers to modern neuroscientists, have cracked the art of mental mastery. And more importantly, I'll show you practical tools to take back control of your own thoughts, emotions, and habits. Trust me, once you hear this, you'll never see your mind the same way again. And at the end, I'll ask you a question that just might flip the way you see your own life. So stay with me till the very last second. The human mind is wild. It's both your greatest weapon and your greatest enemy. It can build empires or destroy them. It can dream up the cure for a disease or trap you in an endless loop of doubt and self-hate. The problem is, no one teaches us how to use it. Think about it. We go through years of school learning math, science, history. But who taught you how to deal with racing thoughts at 2 a.m.? Who taught you how to stop overthinking after being ghosted? Who taught you how to handle self-doubt when chasing your goals? Nobody. Instead, we grow up with minds left on autopilot. And psychology has a name for this: the default mode network. Left unchecked, this part of the brain loops negative thoughts, replays fears, and obsesses about the future. It's like having a radio in your head that never shuts up, always playing the same anxious songs. So the real question becomes, how do you take the remote back? How do you control the radio instead of letting it control you? The first step is awareness. You cannot control what you don't notice. Here's something shocking. The average person has around 60,000 thoughts per day, and about 90% of those are the same as yesterday's. That means if you don't consciously intervene, you're basically recycling old fears, old doubts, old stories on repeat. Ever wonder why your problems feel the same year after year? Why your insecurities keep showing up in every relationship? It's because your mind keeps playing the same record. So the first skill is learning to catch yourself thinking. This is why ancient philosophies, from Buddhism's mindfulness to Stoicism's self-examination, put so much focus on observing the mind, because the moment you see a thought, you separate from it. And the moment you separate from it, it loses power. Instead of I'm anxious, it becomes I'm noticing anxiety. Instead of I am worthless, it becomes I'm having the thought that I'm worthless. That little shift turns chains into choices. Now comes focus. Your attention is the most valuable currency you own. Wherever you put your focus, your brain wires itself to see more of it. This is because of something called the reticular activating system, a filter in your brain that decides what information to let in and what to block. That's why when you buy a red car, suddenly you see red cars everywhere. It's not magic, it's your brain showing you what you told it was important. So ask yourself, what have you been training your brain to notice? Drama? Rejection? Failure? No wonder it feels like your life is stuck on repeat. Here's the truth. Focus is a weapon, but most people aim it at their fears instead of their goals. And this brings us to discipline. Controlling your mind doesn't come naturally. It must be trained. Your brain craves dopamine hits, notifications, scrolling, endless TikTok loops. It all feeds your brain's hunger for easy pleasure. But that same brain that gets hooked on distraction can also be rewired for control. Every time you resist checking your phone, every time you sit with discomfort instead of numbing it, every time you redirect your thoughts, you're literally building new neural pathways. Think of it like lifting weights. Your mind control muscle only grows when you push against resistance. That's why practices like meditation, journaling, or breath work exist. Not to be spiritual cliches, but to train your ability to direct attention. Meditation isn't about stopping thoughts. It's about noticing when your mind wanders and bringing it back over and over. That's control. That's power. But here's the twist most people don't hear. Controlling your mind doesn't mean suppressing emotions or killing impulses. It's about channeling them. Anger isn't always bad. It's raw energy. Left uncontrolled, it destroys. But channeled, it fuels revolutions and justice. Fear, Left uncontrolled paralyzes, but transformed, it sharpens awareness and fuels growth. Even desire, often demonized, is just energy. It can either trap you in toxic cycles or push you towards greatness. Carl Jung called this shadow work, facing the darker parts of the mind and redirecting them instead of denying them, because what you resist persists. What you face transforms. Think about social media. You tell yourself I'll scroll for 5 minutes and suddenly an hour disappears. That's your mind controlling you. But the moment you become aware of the urge, focus on your real goal, and discipline yourself to close the app, you regain control. Think about relationships. You're jealous, overthinking, replaying scenarios in your head. That's your mind hijacking you. But if you pause, observe the jealousy, reframe it as insecurity, and redirect your focus, you're no longer a slave to it. If this part about emotional control really struck you, you're going to love my other videos too. I did a deep dive into jealousy and insecurity in relationships, how those hidden fears destroy love from the inside, and also a powerful breakdown on overthinking because, let's be real, overthinking is one of the biggest ways we lose control of our mind. Both of those videos are linked in the description. Make sure you check them out after this one. Think about exams, work, or chasing a dream. Your mind whispers, what if you fail? What if people laugh? That's the autopilot fear. But when you control your focus, remind yourself why you started, visualize the win, discipline yourself to act, you override the script. This is the art of mastery. The Stoics said, you cannot control events, only your mind. Buddhists taught the mind is everything. What you think, you become. Modern psychology says thoughts create emotions, and emotions drive behavior. 3 different languages, 1 truth. Your mind is the battlefield. Control it, and you win everything. Lose it, and even the best life will feel like a prison. So I want to leave you with this. If your mind creates your world, what world have you been unconsciously creating? And what would your life look like if you truly mastered the direction of your thoughts? Think about it, because the answer to that question may just change everything. If this video opened your eyes, don't just leave it at that. Hit that subscribe button right now and stick with me until the end of this video. Like this video to push it to more people and share it with someone who needs to reclaim control of their mind. And if you want to go even deeper, I also created a video on the subconscious mind, that hidden layer of your brain that silently controls almost everything you do. If you think controlling your conscious thoughts is powerful, wait until you learn how your subconscious programs are shaping your reality. The link to that video is also in the description. Don't miss it. Remember, master your mind or your mind will master you. The choice is yours. Thank you for watching. Take care and see you next time.